Big shout out to JJ Fad, most definitely.
Yeah, I hated the song too. I couldn't stand the song, but you keep hearing it and hearing it. Then it just gets on. It just like wow, supersonic.
Right,
Wow.
right. Most definitely. Okay, now despite the great success, y'all had Easy Does It, y'all had Straight Outta Compton, 100 Miles of Running,
Yeah.
Real Niggas, Platinum, 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 but then NWA started breaking up. From your perspective, why did things fall apart?
Well, it started during towards the end of the tour in '89. That's when Cube left, and then Dre. We finally dissolved. I wouldn't say we broke up. I say we just dissolved. That was sometime in '91. But the key to that is nobody. This is the group here. It's like a circle. Nobody was mad inside that circle. It's the people on the outside of the circle that messed everything up. People that pulled Cube out, then people pulled Dre away. It just fell apart. But it wasn't the group itself mad at each other. Nah, it wasn't the group. It was the outsiders. That's who broke stuff up. That's just like your house. Inside the house, the family's good. But then it's the ones that come from next door or wherever they come messing up everything. That's what happened.
Right, right. Because I think a lot of people have a misconception, like you say, from the outside looking in, it looked like
Yeah.
Easy E and Dre have a problem with each
Yeah.
other, or Cube have
Yeah.
a problem with Easy. But
Yeah.
then, like you watch the movie, they ended up meeting and talking about
Yeah.
reunions and different things like that. So I'm glad you
Oh, yeah.
clarified that.
Yeah. And we still talk today, so ain't nobody mad at each other. Nah.
Right, right.
Not even Cube when he came out with his diss song. Not even,
Oh,
he got us on that. So that's just what happened.
yeah,
And I
man.
told him, that's what I told him. I said, you got us. There was nothing else said about it, but you got us. That's it. But we never made a full song towards him. We only took little pop shots at him. That's it.
Right.
But he went for a whole song. So I'm like, you got us. Okay. And that was it.
Right, right. Big shout out to Cube because that's a classic. That might be the greatest, diss record ever, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was a cold.
Now Dre's, E's, Real G's, that was hard too now.
Yeah. I think it's underrated. I think
Oh yeah.
Just from my perspective, I think Compton City G's was better than Dre Day, but the Chronic album was just so potent. The whole album was a classic. So
Oh yeah.
most definitely.
But it still came back from where it originally started. Me and Dre. It came, I don't like to brag or anything like that, but it started from us. Think about this. This is me and Dre in a circle. What, like an egg, and it broke. What came out there? Cube, Easy, Ren, NWA, JJ Fad, Above the Law. Can I keep going? Eminem, 50 Cent, Snoop, Dog, all Warren G, all that came from this original thing.
Right, Bone Thugs and Harmony.
I forgot all about them.
Right. That's where I'm from. I'm from Cleveland. So
really?
that kind of most definitely. So that
Okay,
going to my
Cleveland.
next. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, so that going to my next question.
Go ahead.
Despite the group breaking up, Ruthless, it's like they caught another breath of fresh air. They discovered this new group would become very influential.
But the funny thing about this, I don't like to brag. Then he was doing a show in Cleveland, and we was in the dressing room. He left out. Then these 5 guys came up, rapping and singing. I'm like, rapping and singing. I just didn't comprehend. Then E came back in. I said, hey, why don't y'all go talk to him? And I pushed them on to him, and that was it. And after that, after we got back, they was there. So, I did the For the Love of Money. I did the intro, a couple of little things, but that was like us. They came out like us, different from everybody, totally different. Now everybody bite their style and stuff, but you can't beat the originals. You can't beat the originals. Right. They was the original. We was the originals.
Right. So that was what my question was kind of going into, because I think like in the mid '90s, it was a lot of controversy about who started what style, or if
Yeah.
they had already been making music that way before they came
Yeah.
to LA
Uh-huh.
versus after,
Yeah, I
you know,
think
because he,
they was doing songs. I mean, I heard them, doing songs already. So I don't know if somebody did that before them or not, but that's their style.
right,
I get that
most
style to them.
yeah, yeah. And they changed the way that people have made music thus far with the
Oh
mumble
yeah.
rap. You look at Drake, Kendrick,
Oh yeah.
Wiz,
Oh
Nelly,
yeah.
you know, with the
Oh,
singing and the rapping
oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
of course. Of course.
Most definitely. So let me see. Okay, I wanted to ask you about For the Love of Money. I was doing
Uh-huh.
a little research on it. That's one of my favorite Bone songs. Most people would put that in their top five, top 10 Bone songs,
Oh,
but
okay.
they were saying that now the beat was it originally for somebody else or something
That
like that?
I produced that for another group
Mm-hmm.
after no, Dre was there. It was in the like 91, 90 maybe. I did this group, produced this group solo by myself for Ruthless called Yomo and Marky. That song was
Mm-hmm.
on their track on their album, but they got caught up in red tape and the company didn't do nothing with them. So that track
Mm-hmm.
sat around until Bone came. I guess they heard the track and boom, they had the words on it and it was all brand new again.
Man, ooh, I gotta thank you for that one, cause man,
Did you hear all
Cleveland, we
the Did
needed
you hear
that.
all the remixes to it? I made a few remixes of it.
Oh, well, I'm
Mochi,
gonna have to check.
that's the same track.
Yeah.
That was on the
Mm-hmm.
EP, and then I did a couple of remixes of it. Totally different
I'm gonna
beat,
have to
but the
check
same
that out.
song. Hard to
Oh,
find, but
wow.
I did it.